And then you go to probably my most hated level, the cellar. As a kid, I did break 1 or 2 controllers throwing it at the ground.
You were definitely a controller thrower.
And then you're at the night corridor, which is the next track, or the entrance hall. I don't know. I'm not super good with like music history, but like this has that. I don't know if I'm using the right time period, but like that Renaissance, Baroque. I don't know what composer it would be, whether it's like Bach or something, but like that kind of aristocratic vibe as you walk into the castle. Orchestra playing.
Almost has an elegance to it.
Yeah. It has a huge amount of elegance to it to be respected.
Yeah, and it's interesting because even though it has that kind of elegance to it, there's definitely a sense of tentative danger that is coming, and so it's like this cautious organ. It plays really kind of this short anthem, but is really memorable at the same time.
Yeah, which actually is my favorite thing about vampires in general. I'm a big fan of vampires, and especially the aristocratic vampire, because they're so beguiling and so charming, but like flip side immediate monster, gruesome. You just can't trust them. But the air they give off is so good. Yeah. So I think this.
Yeah, and I think this track definitely hits that note perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And then the second part of the level is the banquet hall or the ballroom, which is a cool progression into this part. After we've been beguiled, I feel like we're now surrounded. And we now realize, oh, this was a trap. And but they're still playing along. They're still like if it's the ballroom and everybody's dancing, all these vampires dancing around you, and it's just like, don't worry about it. And
you just think it's fine.
Like, oh no, I know this is inside it's like dong 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 dong. Ooh, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's very almost a Baroque piece injected with craziness. It's really upbeat. It's really forward. You have these bombastic strings and this heavily involved piano, almost harpsichord sounding piano, which is really fitting.
So that finishes level 6. And then we're moving on to level 7. This is the library. This is an exciting change of pace here.
Yeah. This one's really interesting because you're inside of a library, and this piece reflects that, that quiet reverence almost that you're supposed to have in a library, which is really kind of interesting.
Yeah, and what I really like about it, they brought it down. It's not as foreboding here. It's more like a little bit just mysterious, but not like scary mysterious. It's more like there's floating books. Things are moving on their own. You're in a whole nother world. and
Yeah.
you just like
Yeah.
look and you just kind of appreciate like, where am I?
Well, it's kind of interesting because if you think about the beginning of the game, you have that whole section where you're going through the mountain,
Hmm.
and the music, there's a shift in the music and the feeling of the game where it's like, okay, we're kind of going through this, everything kind of, the craziness kind of slows down a little bit, even though it's still a really difficult part of the game. But the music kind of comes down, and this is kind of the same thing, just in the castle.
Yeah.
It's almost like a calm before everything gets crazy again.
Yeah, which like if you keep the same tone the whole time, yes, you're consistent, but it's not really showing any kind of development or progression. So the emotions are best when you can keep showing some kind of development. We're in a new place, we're in a new place, we're in a new place. And if you have the same exact like vibe of song over and over, you don't have that feeling that like, well, we've come on this journey and now I'm here. And now I'm here. Remember the time that we saw that thing? Uh,
Yeah. Well, and if you think about that in music too, that's largely important in music as well, to have those changes, so it gives you color and excitement, and so you're not just going like this the whole time at one tone. You're kind of going on this journey through the music where you have dips and ups and downs, and makes it much more exciting.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, love this library piece. Really cool part. Once you get to the end of the level, you fight that big old armored knight. You kill
Yes.
him,
Yes.
and then the floor breaks out from under you. And then you go to probably my most hated level, the cellar, the
Ooh.
dungeons. Dude,
Yes.
I say about, but unfortunately, I had quite a bit of a temper when I was younger. And I did, as a kid, I did break one or two controllers throwing it at the ground.
You were definitely a controller thrower.
I'm a lot calmer now.
I can't tell you how many controllers we had to replace.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be playing Street Fighter with our oldest brother, and he was
Oh,
like
that was the
super,
worst.
super
That
good
was
at
the
Street
worst
Fighter.
because you couldn't beat him. He just destroyed you every time. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think
I
about
have to say, I did throw a couple controllers myself.
it.
I don't think I did it as much as you did.
No. Nobody did it as much as I did. I was ready to murder somebody. But yeah, so now we enter the cellar. Mm, mm. I
There's
mean,
some interesting things going on here.
yeah, it's a good song, but I still have negative feelings towards it. Go ahead.
Yes. No,
Go
this
ahead.
one's interesting because it almost has this tribal feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
With those drums, which kind of make it very unsettling.
I mean, this feels like a torture chamber. And with going with your like tribal drums, for some reason, when I hear tribal drums, I think of bones. For some reason,
Yeah.
the sound of what a bone would sound like hitting a drum, that's what I
Yeah.
think of. And that's what you're saying. But also, it's like, tonight we make a sacrifice. Yeah,
There will be blood.
Yes. You have different traps of spikes that are like,
Yes.
and just you got to jump on top of them. You got to time it going underneath them. The level is terrible. I can appreciate it now. Like I've gone through it since then as an adult, and it's not as bad, especially when you like have things memorized and stuff. But
Yeah.
oh gosh,
No, there's definitely a menacing feeling about this piece that it just fits.
agreed. Finish that off. move it along. And now we go to the treasure room. I loved the treasure room. The treasure room was so cool. We're not even we're talking about the music. We're not even talking about like sound design because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
Yeah.
scoring. But oh, the sound design in here, like when you're jumping on treasure chest, chiking, chiking. Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
a cool freaking stage. All right, treasure room, treasure room. Oh
Oh,
my
man.
goodness. Woo.
Ugh.
I didn't even I mean, of course I listened to this like leading up to this, but I didn't realize how many different parts there are.
Oh, there's a ton in this piece. Yeah. I think we've said that on every track so far. I mean, the score is
Right.
it's a classic for a reason.
Mhm.
It's amazing especially for what it was, for the time period and what the Super Nintendo could handle. This track was amazing. But what I think is cool, and they do this a lot throughout the game, is each track or a lot of the tracks have kind of an intro,
Mhm.
right? And this one does a really interesting job where it's kind of this dissonant, cruel sounding intro before it dives into this upbeat, horn heavy, action based track.
Yeah. It's
You know what
pretty
I mean?
wild. Yeah. It's really cool. I feel like there's a lot going on in this stage, like a lot of motion. There's a lot of motion
Yeah.
going on. You're swinging, there's a lot of swinging parts. When you hit gold, like spews everywhere. When you're jumping on
Mm-hmm.
treasure chests, they're spewing everywhere. When you hit an
Yeah.
enemy that's made out of gold, chicka, 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 there's a whole lot of motion. Not only that, if I remember correctly, not just in the beginning, but there are like ghosts going across the screen,
Mm-hmm.
like in the background constantly, like at
Yeah.
a fast pace. There's like, going across, they're like zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you pause, the music stops, but the ghosts are still going while you're paused.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
That's
it was
interesting.
one of those things that's like, why did you put that in? Because we could.
Cause why not?
Yeah, just good attention to detail, just making things interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's so much motion and action going on that it's a
Yeah.
nice, come on, let's go, this is exciting. Then they kick in the whole rock drums back
Yeah.
in. It's phenomenal, man. Okay, so now let's listen to stage map C, because we've gone through the first map leading up to the castle. You've gone
Yeah.
through the majority of the castle, which was map B, and now you're on that final ascent, because Dracula's always up the stairs and in his, right? There's always like,
Yeah.
you got to go across the
Up
bridge.
in his tower somewhere.
Yeah, so here's stage map C, starting the ascent into his tower.
Mm.
I like that a lot, by the way.
Yes. So this is kind of a rendition of the most iconic Castlevania song, Bloody Tears.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably one of the most recognizable songs in the franchise. It's the one I'm pretty sure they bring back in every single game.
Including the Netflix series, which
yes, including the Netflix series.
Speaking of which, they didn't use a lot of the music in the Netflix series actually, but finally, spoiler alert, when Trevor, Alucard, and Sypha all enter the castle and fight the vampires, dun, dun, like when that starts, oh, it was really good. But anyways, go on.
Yes. But yeah, so it's kind of this played down version of it as we're going through this map sequence. And it's just so good. It fits so perfectly because this is that shift to now we're getting closer to Dracula.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a reverence thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, we need to take a moment and give respect to where we're at here. You know,
Right.
we're about in the belly of the beast
It's
here.
about to get real.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been real, but it's about to get more real.
that's right. And they use Bloody Tears for the clock tower. So it's very nice to have that stage map C, reverence, Bloody Tears. And now let's go into clock tower, Bloody Tears.
Yeah.
Here it goes. Bro.
Oh, so good.
I don't think we
So
gotta
good.
sell anybody on this song, but go ahead.
As good as this is, I love this track. To me, this is Castlevania,
Mhm.
right? The one song that's just, I hear it and instantly, immediate nostalgia, reminds me of all the games. Oh, I love it. I love it. So good. So good. It's definitely a remix of the Castlevania tune from Castlevania 2,
Mm-hmm.
but so good. Oh, I love it.
I think it does such a good job at telling you you're almost there. You're in the middle of it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is some of the most high energy stuff we have so far. You're in the clock tower, which is also incredibly difficult, timing and
Yeah.
whatnot. But like I said, the high energy between the da 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 organ and different instruments and the section with the timpanis and low drum, and then it like
Yeah.
slows down slightly before it repeats. Dude, it's
Yeah.
just it's so good. And come to think of it, they used it in the exact same way in the Netflix series. A little bit of a quicker progression in the series because when you get into the castle, it's kind of you're already more or less there. But they use
Yeah.
it in the same way. We're almost there. We're almost to Dracula. Let's do this. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good.
Yes, those quick organ, just oh, it's so good.
Classic.